This episode of Postcards from DCT was generously sponsored by Green Heron Veterinary Services, bringing animal care to farm and home.
Hi, and welcome back to Postcards from DCT. In this episode, we'll take you backstage as we talk about what it is to be a stage manager and get an in-depth look from someone who's been there. And in Ellie's dramatic moments, she'll talk about being backstage at a Greek play. Well, sort of. Enjoy.
Okay.
Your shirt's on backwards.
Ah, crap. I had to dress myself. All the lights are burned out around the mirror.
Where's Wanda?
She's gone to the Bahamas for a week.
Okay, so where's Janice?
Oh, she had to get a tooth pulled.
I didn't know she was having trouble with her teeth.
Oh, she's not. She'd just rather have a tooth pulled than be the only one backstage this week.
Yeah. We gotta do something about that.
Tell me about it.
Aren't you gonna put your shirt on the right way around?
Oh, no, it's fine. We'll just think of it as a theatrical. This episode of Close to the Curtain looks at the functions of a stage manager. A good stage manager is the difference between a smooth-running production and a fumbling disaster. The stage manager is an integral part of the foundation of a great production.
Stage managing can be a very satisfying job. Stage managers are required to be at almost every rehearsal. At DCT, stage managers are in charge of getting every item that's called for in the script. Scouring thrift stores and closets at home is part of the job. Professional stage managers usually have a prop master to do this work for them. Alas, we're not always so lucky.
Before rehearsals begin, the stage manager assists with the design of the set and makes a list of all the props required for every scene and every actor. He or she will make notes on costume changes, as well as the number of entrances and exits that each actor will make. They need to be efficient at managing set changes and keeping track of the pace of the play from behind the scenes. They ensure that actors make their entrances on time, in the right costume, and with the right props in their hands.
They will make sure that the right equipment and space is available behind stage so that everything runs smoothly. A stage manager typically has a kit, which includes tools, safety pins, bobby pins, band-aids, flashlights, glue, highlighters, hairspray, throat lozenges. They need to be prepared for anything.
In early rehearsals, the stage manager is also the prompter. Prompting is vitally important in the first few weeks while actors are trying to get off book. It is very difficult to act and move naturally while you're reading the lines from the page in front of you. The prompter helps with this, and if there's no prompter, it's almost impossible for the director to do their job.
At DCT, actors look after their own costumes most of the time. But when special costuming is required, the director usually works with the stage manager to make that happen. We do have a wonderful volunteer seamstress for those occasions. Thanks, Anne. To give us some well-qualified perspective, Lee Smith is here to share his experience about managing the Dixie Swim Club. Welcome, Lee.
A few years ago, I had an opportunity to help with the stage managing of a production at the community theater called the Dixie Swim Club. It was the first time I took a major role in stage managing, and I remember a few things from that experience. In the play, there's a character who's quite a lush and is required to make martinis, several martinis on stage. And so it was up to the stage management to get a vermouth bottle, because you need vermouth to make a martini. And even though I've been known to make the occasional martini at home, I wanted to avoid the confusion of pouring my vermouth into a different bottle and using that one. And I thought, hey, I could pick up one at the beer store where people turn in their empties. But when I went to the beer store, I could not believe how seriously they took it. I had to talk to the manager, had to get his approval. I don't know whether I had to sign a liability waiver, but it was quite a rigmarole. And they wouldn't even, I did get the bottle, and they wouldn't even take my 20-cent deposit. So that was one thing. Secondly, this play is about a number of reunions over the years of the women who were on a swim team in college. And one of the characters had become quite a health food fanatic. And so she was inflicting her ideas and her food on the others. Now, another character responded to this by giving a long rant about Southern biscuits and how important those biscuits were to her and the culture of the Old South before she served warm biscuits. So the stage manager had to provide biscuits for the show. Now I started out baking biscuits for every performance, and that lasted about 2 times, and by the third one I got thinking to myself, man, those biscuits look fine. And what the hell, they're actors. They can act like they're warm and fresh. And the last thing, there was no curtain on the stage for this performance. So the stage managers had to sneak out between scenes and add props or take away props or make minor adjustments to the set to show that there'd been a passage of time. Now, being the guy that I am, if I noticed any of my friends in a performance, when I met them later, I'd ask them, so what'd you think of my stage management? And they might sort of embarrassingly say, I didn't notice it. I'd say, right, that's just what I wanted. Stage managing is vitally important to the success of a production, even though you don't get much recognition from the audience, but the actors realize how essential it is for the smooth flow of a performance.
Thank you, Lee. That was both informative and entertaining. This has been a Close to the Curtain look at the stage manager. Thank you for tuning in.
Now prepare to be educated with
We owe more to the Greeks than just the iconic images of the comedy and tragedy masks. When you hear the term deus ex machina, you probably think of the way a writer can get him or herself out of a tight corner by ending the story with, and then I woke up. It's that contrived ending, the one that kind of comes out of nowhere because there hasn't been any foreshadowing. Or that kind of ending like the TV show Criminal Minds regularly had, with Penelope using her computer skills so the team could nab the bad guy or rescue the victim in the last 5 minutes of the episode. They never did explain precisely how she worked it all out. Did you know that the term deus ex machina is a Latin phrase basically meaning God from the machine? And yes, there literally was a machine, a pulley they used to lower the actor playing a god, descending to earth to settle the problem in the play and bring it all to an appropriate close. This has been Ellie B. from the DCT, bringing you another dramatic moment.
So did you ever carefully set
the shutter speed and the aperture on the camera, and then just because you're feeling a bit lazy and you're outdoors, you put the ISO on auto, and then as you're filming, this truck drives through the frame and you think, well, that's okay, it'll add character to the shot. But then you realize that as the big black truck entered the frame, the camera went, oh my god, I have to adjust the ISO for this. And then the camera, the truck leaves the frame and the camera adjusts it back to the way it was. And when you review the footage, the whole shot just looks weird. Yeah. Oops.
Shut up, Charles!